Is this the man, Senator Obama?
No, this is the man talking to the man. Ed Schultz, what's going on?
How you doing, Senator?
I'm here, man.
Great to have you with us, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Senator Barack Obama with us here on the program. Senator, let's cut right to it. I just did an 8-city tour across the country, and in the Midwest and the Heartland, you know, some folks are concerned about your commitment to agriculture. I know you voted for the Farm Bill. We've always had disaster relief, packages and price supports and such stuff as that. And Ag Secretary Ed Schaefer says that your commitment to agriculture has a lot to be desired. Can you speak to the folks in the Heartland on ag and energy?
Well, listen, I come from the Heartland, and I come from an agricultural state, and my record goes back 10 years. And I would challenge anybody to find any vote that I've taken that hasn't been consistent with the interests of farmers. What I'm most concerned about are family farmers and family ranchers. And what I've said is that we've got to make sure that they're getting help, not just big agribusiness. And if people are interested in my rural plan, not only for farmers and ranchers, but also the towns throughout the Heartland that have been struggling so much lately, how we bring back jobs, how we create the kind of alternative energies that are going to be really the future of this country and not just the future of the Heartland, then they can get on my website, BarackObama.com, and we've got a whole rural plan that lays out how we're going to make sure that young farmers of the future are able to get capital to continue the traditions, how we're going to be able to make sure that small towns are getting the resources they need to build and to grow. I think that people can feel real confident about my strong support for alternative fuels, something that's a sharp contrast with John McCain.
No question about that. Senator, we hear at every election cycle the NRA vilifying the Democratic candidate. They say that you're a threat to gun ownership. Now, in the Heartland, you know how near and dear this is to folks. What do you say to that?
All I can say is I believe in the Second Amendment. I've said so publicly since the start of this campaign and before this campaign. And I respect the traditions that are so important to so many people throughout this country, and we're going to preserve them.
If you get a filibuster-proof, position in the Senate, and it could happen, does that change your agenda at all to be more aggressive with maybe tax cuts for middle class, health care? I mean, would you go further with your health care plan? What about that?
Well, look, I want as many Democrats as I can in the House and the Senate, but we're not going to solve our problems just with one party. We're going to have to work with the other side. And when you think about energy independence, when you think about health care reform, when you think about making our schools work better, certainly when you think about foreign policy, we've got to get beyond some of these partisan divides, and that's what I intend to do.
Now, you say that you're going to commit billions to energy independence, and it's interesting to see this map right now. The states that are close are the ones that are going to benefit a lot when it comes to wind, solar, and biofuels. What are you going to do, Senator?
Well, I think that what we have to do is to recognize that no matter where oil prices go, and we've been through this cycle before where during times of economic contraction or when businesses aren't booming, that oil prices go down momentarily. We've got to recognize that the long-term path has to lead us away from our dependence on oil. And so, we can make sure that we are exploring all oil production that we have domestically, but we only have 3% of the world's oil. We use 25% of the world's oil. And that means that we're going to have to become much more efficient, and it means that we're going to have to focus on all the things that are necessary to develop alternatives. And I'm going to put $15 billion a year, every year, in research and development, in a new electricity grid, all designed to make us more efficient.
Tax cuts. You've been very clear on this. But the pushback from the right is it 250,000, 200,000, 150,000? Who will benefit from your plan?
It's pretty straightforward. If you make less than $250,000 a year, you will not see your taxes go up one single dime. None of your taxes. If you make between 150 and 250,000, then your taxes are pretty much just going to stay the same. if you make less than $150,000, you are certainly going to get a tax cut under my plan. And so 95% of working families are going to get a tax cut. And if you make more than $250,000 a year, we're going to have your rates go back to what they were before the Bush tax cuts, back to the rates they were under Bill Clinton. Senator,
one day out, how do you feel? All the experts were saying that the polls were going to tighten. I guess I haven't really seen it. Your thoughts?
My attitude is great pride about all the volunteers who've been involved in this campaign. Boy, you travel around the country and you see it. People are getting involved in ways that I don't think we've ever seen in this generation. People waiting in line 4 or 5 hours to early vote. Young people engaged in ways that we've never seen before. It is a remarkable thing, and so I'm just real proud that we've done, I think, everything we can do, and now it's up to the American people. That's the way democracy is supposed to work. So I'm excited to see how this story turns out.
Well, it's been great following it, Senator. No question about that. There's a lot of enthusiasm. We did this road trip of 8 states and 8 cities. It was pretty amazing. There's people that are really ready to follow you. Are you ready to lead? I mean, you're so close right now. You've done so much. Do you feel you're a step away?
Well, I am cautiously optimistic about our chances. I think that if we work hard, if people go out and vote the way I know that it's possible, then I think we've got a very good chance of reversing 8 years of a mismanaged economy and really start helping people get back on their feet again. And that's what this election's all about.
And finally, you told me that you would do this show before the election, and so did your people, and I want our audience to know that you held your word to us, and I appreciate that.
Ed, that's the least I can do, and you've been great. I know that you've been able to, capture some of the excitement and energy that's taken place during this election season. Make sure that happens after the election as well.
Senator, great to have you on.
All right, talk to you soon.
You betcha, bud. Thanks so much. Senator Barack Obama here on the program.